All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the last Q&A of 2024. I really like doing these, right? I do them every couple of months, and I really do enjoy doing these and answering your questions. Sometimes the questions can be a little salacious. I don't necessarily mind that, but sometimes they just don't make it into the video for obvious reasons. But those are definitely entertaining. First things first, though, I want to give you a quick update on a video that's coming soon. The video I made about how to impress your date, your girlfriend, a new date, even your wife you've had for 20 years. And in that video, I talked about a method that I use walking through a door to a restaurant or to an establishment. And I explained that I go first, open the door, and she comes next to me. That's hard to visualize, I get it. So a lot of you, a ton of you, wanted a part 2 video with more visuals. So I'm gonna make that video at some point in January. So in a couple of weeks, you will see that part 2 video, and I'm gonna show more of what I explained in the first video. So stay tuned for that. But let's dive into the first question. What catches your attention about a woman besides the obvious? I think if we're talking about catching my attention, and I'm just going to speak for me, in terms of attractiveness, it is the obvious. It is on the surface how you look, right? Because that's kind of your first impression. It's also, for me, how she carries herself, how she's dressed. I'm a style guy. I do pay attention to that, even though I don't fully understand all of the women's rules when it comes to fashion. But it's also elegance and poise and manners and how you carry yourself. Like all of those things, you can't always judge that or see that from across the room, how she treats her friends or how she speaks. But you can notice, you can tell poise and elegance. I don't know what that is, but you can definitely see it. And that right there, that's something that I look for, and that will definitely catch my attention. And that's a great segue into the next question. Do you have a new girlfriend? At the moment, no, I don't. I'm not going to linger on this too long. I had been seeing someone for the last couple of months, and it's a timing thing and a boundaries thing. And I'm not going to go all deep into it or linger on this, but the answer, great lady, it's just a timing thing. So the answer is no, I'm not seeing anyone. Now, there was a whole lot of questions that came in about this next one, and I'm going to make a video talking more about the reasons why I made that decision and made that change. Anyway, what I've got, I'm leasing this one. It's a 2025 BMW 430i with all the M Sport stuff. It's basically a fully loaded 430i. Two-door coupe. I like it. It's very cool. It doesn't compare at all to the Corvette. Completely different vehicles. But I like it. It's cool. And I'm saving a lot of money. And that's kind of the reason why I did what I did. I'm at a point in my life, and I'll talk more about this in the dedicated car video. I need to make a change. I want to make a change. I want to buy a house. I want to stack up money. I want to buy something. I need to buy a house. I'm renting a house. Like I need more in my life right now than what I'm doing. I live a fantastic lifestyle. I really do. But there's some things that are missing, and I'm in the mode now to sort of work on higher level stuff, if that makes any sense. Anyway, yeah, so it's a BMW, the Corvette is gone. This is a fantastic question because there's a lot of nuances here. How do I finally figure out my personal style? In a nutshell, experimentation. Who are you? Like, what's your lifestyle? What do you do for work? If you're blue collar, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to run around wearing suits and slacks and dress shoes on the weekends. Maybe it does for you, I don't know. Experimentation. See things. Actively look for men's fashion items. Look at men's fashion videos. Look at men's fashion Pinterest accounts or Google images or Instagram accounts, and look at what people are doing. Pay attention, but not only, so look what people are doing and see if you like any of those things, and then you can implement that for yourself. Just be careful not to put too much importance on trends and following trends of the 25-year-old, 26-year-old guys that you might find on Google and Instagram. Find some other accounts that are doing more mature stuff and see what you like. If you find somebody wearing ascots all the time, and if that's not your thing, that's not going to be very helpful. So what do you gravitate towards? What colors do you like? What styles do you like? Because at this point, you should have an idea of things that you like and pieces that you like. You can figure out your own personal style based on things that you already like and almost maybe things that you already wear. But if you want to make a change, you have to experiment. You've got to try stuff. You've got to go get a piece and wear it and see how you like it, how you can sort of pair it up with something else that you might already have. It's just trial and error. I still experiment even today, so you'll be just fine. I can tell by the reason you asked the question, or because you asked me the question, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Is there a color or colors that you steer clear of? Yeah, it's interesting. Bright colors, like bright red, bright yellow, bright orange, bright greens. This doesn't really work for me. I don't gravitate towards those colors, and I don't think I look good in really bright colors. The other ones I'm finding recently, some pastels, like light blue, light green, and gray. Gray also, like lighter tones. I don't know. I just don't really look good when I see myself on video or in like pictures wearing lighter color, pastel color tops, like especially in the summertime. It's warm here. It just, yeah, it kind of washes me out a little bit. And I've even worn stuff on camera in videos and had you guys even say, like, don't wear that color anymore, dude, it washes you out. So I'm paying attention to that a little bit. So I wear darks a lot. I'm wearing a lot of black right now. It's so crazy. Black and navy blue, dark brown. I'm just finding myself wearing a lot of dark colors. I think it just kind of works for me. Maybe it's the hair color, I don't know. But it just sort of works for me. But yeah, I stay away from the bright colors and some of the pastels. Best cologne you own. I don't know about best. I have my favorites. I've got 20-something bottles of cologne in there. And I think my favorites move around a little bit depending on the weather and the time of season. Right now, being that it's winter and it's kind of dark and cold, what I'm gravitating towards the most is Tom Ford Black Orchid. Now, this is the new one. The previous one, I think, came in a black bottle. This is in the gold bottle. This works so good, especially in the evening. So I go out quite a bit. I'm out all the time. And I'll run into people that I know, and you give them a hug, good to see you. And I get like, oh my God, what are you wearing? That smells so good. So lots of compliments. It has staying power. Projection isn't amazing, but it's not, I don't want it to like go across the room, right? I want it to stay right about here, like a foot or two. And that's what this does. It's good. It lasts long. If you haven't tried it, try it. Sort of interesting question. So can we style formal shirt with dark denim blue jeans as tuck-in style with matching accessories? Yes, I think what you're asking me is, can you wear like a dress shirt with dark denim blue jeans and then match your accessories? Of course, absolutely. Personally, I would do brown shoes or brown boots with the brown belt that matches. What I would do, and what I do quite a bit, is I will do a dark denim on my lower half, and then I'll do like a navy blue shirt tucked in, dress shirt tucked in. I might roll up the sleeves a little bit, depending on what's going on. I can also do a black sweater, brown sweater, gray sweater, those types of things. So yeah, dude, you can do anything you want. What do you think about dress sneakers from Cole Haan, Johnson & Murphy? I have sort of mixed feelings about those. I think there's definitely a market. There's a huge market for a product like that. Going back to the car thing, I'm at the car dealership and my sales guy is walking back and forth and all around and we were talking about like, oh, he was asking me what I do for a living and told him, and he goes, oh, that's interesting. And he immediately pointed at his shoes and went like, I know these aren't the most stylish, but I'm on my feet all day long. So they have to look sort of nice, but also be extremely comfortable. So I get it. And he was wearing one of those dress sneaker styles. I 100% get it. There's a lot of guys that need a shoe like that. So For those guys, it's a fantastic option. Do I think it's the most stylish? No, not even close. See, this is where I get a little, I don't know what the right answer is. For me personally, I don't wear them. I don't have a need for it. I'm not on my feet all the time. And I have comfortable dress shoes and boots anyway, so I don't really need a shoe like that. But there's a market for it. I just don't think they're super stylish personally. Buellton is my favorite town. Have you been to the Hitching Post or breweries there yet? Have not been to the Hitching Post. I've been through Buellton half a dozen times. I've been in Buellton. I've stayed in Solvang, not Buellton. But I've only been in Buellton once. And it was probably 2 months ago when I went with my buddy Vito up to the wine facility and dropped off a bunch of grapes. And we went, I don't know, I forget what it was. It was a brewery, but it was also like a restaurant kind of a thing. But it was really sort of communal, and there was like picnic tables inside. Cool spot, pretty cool town. But yeah, haven't been to the Hitching Post. I think I need to. How old are you? I'm 55. It looks like this one's coming from my trip up to Seattle during the Thanksgiving week. I was there for 7 days, and I was posting on Instagram, and he's asking, you visited some great places. How much family do you have here in the Puget Sound? So I've got both sides of my family, mom's side, dad's side, in Washington State. My mom's side is in Western Washington, and my dad's side is in Eastern Washington. But yeah, it was a cool trip. We did 3 days in downtown Bellevue, and then let me back up. 2 days in downtown Bellevue at the Hyatt. Then we went to Paulsbo to hang out with my mom and her husband for Thanksgiving. That was super great. And then we did 3 nights at the end of the trip back in Kirkland. So we sort of bounced around a little bit, mostly east side. Didn't go into downtown Seattle at all. I didn't want to deal with, the holiday traffic, and getting in and out of Seattle can be kind of a pain in the butt. But yeah, what else was really cool is that when a few days before I was leaving to go, I hit up a few buddies that I haven't seen in probably close to 10 years. And I'm like, hey man, I'm going to be in town. I know it's kind of late notice, but I'd love to see you and catch up, grab a drink, lunch, whatever's convenient for you. And both of them were like, fuck yeah. I didn't get I'll see if I can make it work. I don't know. I've got, stuff going on. Maybe next time. I got, hell yeah. Like when and where. And that was so cool. Saw my buddy Zach. He's doing amazing. I saw my buddy Nash. I went to see his new house he just built. He's been in it for like 8 months or something. The house is unbelievable. We were there at night. I couldn't really take any pictures, but what did he say? 5 acres of like beachfront, waterfront over in Paulsbo. He can see Bainbridge Island out his back window. Spectacular place, amazing place. And all in all, it was a very nice trip. How about showing coats? Jackets don't work for us in the cold weather areas. I totally get that, 100%. Here's the thing that makes it a little challenging for me. I don't have a whole lot of coats. I live in Southern California. The content that I try to make and the videos I try to put out sort of fit in the middle of like most people. And I get it. I say this when I make videos like that, where, if you live in a really cold area, this might not apply to you. Or on the flip side, I get the same kind of questions from guys that live in the Philippines. It's super hot here. What do I wear that's stylish for this extreme humidity that we have? I will answer those questions individually, but again, it's like, I have to try to make, I'm not apologizing. I'm just saying that I have to make videos that will reach the greatest number of people, that will help the most amount of people. If I narrow that down, no one's going to watch. Here's an example. What to wear in extreme humidity. Well, if I don't live where it's super humid, I'm not going to watch that video. The goal is to get eyeballs on what I'm doing. It's hard to make something that's going to make everyone happy. Here's another one. Hats. I've never made a video about hats, but I constantly get asked to make videos about hats. I don't wear hats. I don't necessarily like hats on myself. I don't know anything about hats. Same thing with sort of Western wear. And I've said this before, I don't know the Western wear market. I sort of stay in my lane and I do what I know. And that seems to work out best, because if I made a video about hats or cowboy boots, you would see right through it and you would know that I'm faking it just to try to get views. And I don't want to do that. Are aviator style eyeglasses fashionable in your opinion? Of course they are. I've got no problem at all. And also, Phil sent me in a selfie of himself, and I didn't ask him permission to put it in the video, so I'm not gonna put it here, but dude, they look fantastic. No issues at all. I think that's gonna do it for this Q&A, but I do have a favor, if you wouldn't mind. Check on your single friends right now. I mean, it's almost Christmas, and I posted something about this on my Instagram yesterday. The holidays are very, very fun and merry and celebratory and festive. There's a lot of people that you might know that don't have anything to do on Christmas or even New Year's. So just check on them. How you doing? Text, call, take them out to grab a beer or something. Do something, but check on your single friends. They'll get a lot out of it, and so will you. And I think that's gonna do it for this Q&A, the last Q&A of 2024. Thank you to everyone who sent in your questions. I appreciate it. I love doing these videos from time to time. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year if I don't see you before then. And enjoy yourself. Live well, and I'll see you in the next one.